So as you probably know by now, Apollo has signed proposed ledger applications with 26 Pacific Island countries. These are divided into two parts, Palau and Micronesia. Each one of those areas is made up of very, very tiny islands to form an archipelago. The point of this is to set up a central bank, digital currency, and also an e-government. Now this is where it gets interesting, because the UAS, I suspect, is just a front organisation, and that's to say that it's controlled. I think it was set up by Apollo to facilitate them in pushing their digital products. I don't think there's in any way, shape or form the UAS is a serious government. If you take a look at their YouTube channel, that's the UAS, you'll see that there's still the same two videos that have been there since the elections and the inauguration. If you go to the UAS website, it's the same story. It's not been updated since those events. How can a government not update regularly? It just doesn't make sense. This cannot be a proper government. I think I've read just about every article about this new venture, and not once have I seen any mention of the special economic zones, which the UAS was supposedly set up to do. It was supposed to help the developing world grow in wealth. Nothing at all. You're probably thinking, how can a fake government just waltz into these tiny islands and do what it wants? Well, the answer is that the majority of these islands are non-partisan, which means they don't have a political party. I reckon that Tuvalu will be one of the 26, as it is completely non-partisan, and the other 25 will be similarly so. When I first started looking into this, I thought because the UAS had a .gov domain that it was legitimate. However, on further inspection, I discovered that in South Africa they don't have the same strict regulations like we have over here. In South Africa, you can buy a .gov domain for less than $50. But it isn't just Apollo who is dabbling in the Pacific Islands. I found out, well, it was actually a few hours ago, that Apollo's actually joined forces with a company called Sovereign Union. It's also a FinTech company that works in the Pacific Islands. When I was first trying to learn about cryptocurrencies and blockchain, I obviously read lots and lots of articles, although I'm not completely au fait with the whole idea of it. But I did read lots of articles, and not once did I come across a company called Sovereign Union Solutions. So of course I tried to have a look and see if I can find anything out about them. And I can't. There's one mention of them from 2018. But as you can see from my search request, all it returns is the recent stuff with Apollo. There's nothing else. It goes on to Soviet Union. So apart from having links to Oceania, what does Sovereign Union have to offer? Well, actually it's quite a lot. It does e-governance, e-voting, digital currency, and do you remember the United Allied States? Very, very expensive, useless passport. Well, if you don't like the colour of that, you could buy a Sovereign Solutions passport. This bright blue one, doesn't say how much it is, but you can buy it if you want to go to one of their 26 islands. So who's behind Sovereign Solutions? Well, apparently it's a chap called Tridib Nandi. He's from New Delhi and apparently is a member of International Business Ambassador. I've searched for this, and as you can see I have no idea what it is because nothing returns. He's also the owner of a company called Helicop Aviation. As you can see, that business is now up for sale. Well, that's it. That's about as much as I can update you on. As soon as I find any more out, or possibly something interesting about them, I can't listen to that Mike chap on crypto international for very long. He drives me mad. He's so rude to his listeners, and he doesn't answer questions. He would just dismiss you, cut you down and insult you. That isn't a professional way to behave. I can't stand listening to him. I can manage a couple of minutes, but I have to skip through most of it. So I'm really struggling with that at the moment. But I'm going to be back soon because I found some more interesting patents as well as the ones I had to show you from before. So that's that for now, and I'll be back soon.